Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Yeah, Dave, love your show. This is Gaylord Barnes calling from Phoenix, Arizona. I've been a diehard Browns fan since 1964. Love the Browns, die with the Browns. My question is, there is a bunch of defensive tackles that are out there that I think the Browns should pursue before Joe Woods gets fired, if that does happen. I like Daron Payne from Washington Commanders, and there's a slew of other ones that are out there. Even that Carolina Panther defensive tackle looks pretty darn good too. Plus, they need to beef up the wideouts because the wide receivers have not looked good at all this season, except for Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones. Love your show. Go Browns.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Jeff, I get it, but you and I have talked. They don't seem inclined to do that. They signed Tyler Davidson to the practice squad. Let's see if he gets activated. He does eat up blockers, and I think that's one of the things they need. Just somebody to eat some blockers so you have linebackers running free.
Well, eating up blockers would be great. I mean, but don't get pushed 4 or 5 yards off the ball. That's the biggest issue, because I know a lot of people want to talk about the linebackers and the safeties, and maybe they're getting, off of their fits or getting off of their angles. Well, when a lot more congestion, a lot more traffic becomes in your way, yes, it's more difficult to do that. The old adage of keep your linebackers clean, do they make the plays? I just don't think there's a fit out there I think the Browns are truly comfortable with. And some of these players, you talk about a Derek Brown from, Carolina Panthers. Yeah, great player. What picks really do the Browns have? You're not going to call the Panthers up for a guy they drafted in the first round and say, are you interested in a day 3 pick in 2024? It's not going to get it done. So there's a lot of tempting names that are out there on the market right now. I get it, sure. But you got to remember, you invested a lot into the acquisition of Deshaun Watson. And if anything, the Browns are probably looking for ways to accumulate more picks back, not give more away. The biggest thing is they're going to have to figure out what they look for and how they scout defensive tackles, because you have a guy now in Jordan Elliott in year 3 you're not really too confident in, you're not really too sure of. You have a guy in year 2, Tommy Togiai, same story persists. Perrion Winfrey, to be fair, I think you've seen some good activity from him at times, maybe not translating into production, and it's still early to maybe put a tag on Perrion Winfrey. And then the Taven Bryant signing wasn't anything really to write home about, wasn't anything that's really exciting anybody. So they're very, very weak on the interior, and I think this is something we knew. With the acquisition that came over with Deion Jones, you think maybe you have somebody that can at least go in there and be rotational. We'll see the way it works out. But, the Browns did invest in all these guys, and they should be playing better than they are. But you just can't keep going out and throwing, assets trying to fill a hole. You're going to keep doing it. But then guess what? Then the holes are going to show up other places on your roster, and you're not going to be able to fill those holes.